Hello. Welcome to my cake kitchen. Good morning. Oh God. It's my supplementary screen. Great to have you back. And if you see me for the first time, I'm Gladys. I love cake. And over here, we do all things cake. We talk cakes, we make cakes. And the hope is that we hand you simple, informative tutorials addressing all things cake related, just so that you are inspired and well informed to tackle your own baking at home. We are a beginner focused channel. So if you're just starting your baking journey, I mean, come on, what are you doing? Join us. I hope you have fun. And for all of you in the chat, Dolly, I've caught you this afternoon. Dolly, how lucky am I to have you here this afternoon? Aren't you working? How are you doing, lovely? Great to have you. It's been a little while and I hope you are keeping well. Tabitha, I see you, darling. How are you keeping? Great to have you all back. Okay, you know what? You know we like to yap here, but if I yap, I might just not get into this. Remember this cake? Who remembers it? Show by hands if you remember this cake. And if you don't know what this cake is, this is not the style of cakes we make over here. But this cake, the way you see it, is a representation of a test we carried out. And what we see here is the exact result of what not to do when you need to make yourself buttercream. And what am I talking about? Well, what you shouldn't do is attempt to use margarine in making buttercream, okay? The subject of buttercream is a hot topic and a very present subject in cake decorating in all corners. I mean, I have videos covering various buttercreams, but I think what we are missing is actually the core of what buttercream is. When you get into baking, you hear buttercream and you, without any understanding, especially if you have no knowledge of what buttercream should be or is, you almost feel like, as much as it's a necessity as part of the cake decorating subject, it's like much of the time you find out there's a lot to learn before you even understand the different buttercream options and the nuances in the techniques and ingredients and everything else. It's a whole minefield, believe me. So I decided that, you know what, even if I knew it for myself, we were going to carry an experiment. We were going to make buttercream. Now that sounded like a bit of an anomaly because why are we making buttercream with margarine? The name is buttercream. The core ingredient is butter. But then I did it just to satisfy the person who didn't know. We can't assume that everybody knows. And as a matter of fact, we try to educate ourselves from a place of active experience where we know the thing, we've done the thing. And yes, in the quiet corners of my kitchen when the cameras are not on, I still do a lot of baking and testing. Those never make it onto the public domain, and sometimes the things I learn on the back end is just for my own knowledge and growth. So I always knew this was never going to work. I always knew, but I thought it would be fun, so I wasted my money and resources and time, but it's never wasted because we have the fact of the whole thing. If you want to see how we started and how we got here, the two previous videos are up for you to check. The first video was a theoretical discussion on the subject of margarine. I covered it all for you. We broke it down. I found that class rather exciting for myself because I'll tell you this. When I come to discuss baking related subject in a science focused way, it can sometimes be a struggle because not only am I not a scientist, I am also incredibly passionate about delivering the information in a very, very understandable way for any beginner to kind of know what we're talking about, which in itself can be challenging, especially as I'm no scientist. But with your involvement and interaction, the class was really, really informative, engaging, and it ended up being very resourceful and informative for both sides. So thank you for stopping by for the two sessions. The first session was the theoretical discussion of the subject matter, which is what margarine does, why anyone would use it. We broke it down. It was specifically a class focused subject. And then we moved to the practical where we made the buttercream using the margarine, you know. And the goal was to come back, because this was on Wednesday, last Wednesday when we were here. And the goal was to come back on Friday, because on Wednesday I did say I was not going to come back on Thursday. And yes, I will not be here this Thursday. I think for the next couple of Thursdays I won't be, because I have other commitments. But I will make an effort to kind of make up for those days when I'm not here. And I will inform you in advance. So we went here on Thursday, and the hope was to get back on Friday, but life happened and I couldn't make it back on the Friday. However, that is not a bad thing, because we didn't make it back on Friday, it gave us an extended time to leave the margarine sort of buttercream in the fridge, just to see if it will hold up. And boy, oh boy, have I got news for you. There we are. Look. Let's count. Today is Tuesday, so it's been this cake has been sitting in the fridge for 6 days now. Okay, 6 days now. And dare I tell you, first of all, let's look at the cake itself. As you can see, let me get something that I could use. I wish, this is some of the things that I wish I was hosting an in-person class, just so that you can feel what I'm feeling. When we discussed the way margarine functions, one of the superior qualities of butter is that butter is able to set back to solid form when it's in colder temperatures, right? And that is why when you keep your buttercream in the fridge, you have to bring it back out to re-whip it so that you can get the texture right and consistency right. Well, unfortunately, I hate to tell you, margarine doesn't function like that. The moment you break margarine apart by whipping it, it doesn't re-solidify at all. So you know what? The buttercream has remained almost like at a spreadable consistency. As you can see, this has been 6 days in, and I have done nothing. I mean, sometimes when I finish the live, I just go about my business and that's it, right? So I have left this cake exactly the way I made it, and only brought it back out just before I turned the camera on, just before. So the time between when I turn the camera on is about, let's say, 10 seconds before you would see me talk. And this is what we have. It is still soft, as you can tell. Now, for most of you who know about cake making, you would know that if this was butter that I had put, buttercream made with real butter, that I had put in the fridge for 6 days, no chance of that just coming back and looking like this. I would have had to bring the whole cake up maybe an hour or two for it to come to room temperature. And even so, it won't be so easy to kind of work with. But look, there you go. At this point, I don't even care to taste it. I have done it once. I'm not doing it again, people. Okay? But this is just to show you what it looks like. We tested it earlier in the previous live, and the mouthfeel itself is not even great anyway. So there you have it. In terms of the cake itself, look, if I start telling you, I mean, we've discussed this already. So go watch the other 2 videos, and then you will see that if for whatever reason you decide you want to use margarine for your buttercream, please don't do it. Okay? Please do not do it. On to other things. I'm just going to move that. Besides what it looks like on the cake, this is the rest that was still in the bowl. And it is still as soft. I mean, come to think about it, it is a bit cold in England today, right? That we are not talking warmer temperatures. But frankly, if it was a warm day, this will not hold and this will not be of any use at all. So I think we've covered the entire spectrum of why you shouldn't use margarine for your buttercream at all. I think one of the questions we answered was, why would anyone want to use margarine for buttercream besides costs, cutting measures, and probably a lack of understanding? I really didn't understand why anybody would want to use margarine for buttercream. But here we are. Not good for your buttercream. Not good for your buttercream at all. So yeah, that's where we are. I'm just going to move it to the side, and then we'll see if you have other questions, and I'm going to answer those for you. So if you have questions regarding the use of margarine or buttercream in general, you can put them in the chat, and then we can discuss that, because we are not doing anything today. I just wanted to show you the results of this so that we could discuss and talk about this some more, and then we could move on to something else. I wanted to actually, in my next tutorial, probably come back and for us to use Trex. I mean, the use of Trex, which is Crisco for my American audience, is not new in the making of buttercream at all, and actually encouraged for the use of buttercream just so that you can have stability. But the subject matter for the next couple of weeks is about trying all the suggestions about different forms of buttercream, just so that we have some actual understanding of what this is. I don't cover my cakes in buttercream. So much of the buttercream issues that people have concerning instability, weather constraints, and all the things that may go wrong with your buttercream, it's not something I have to deal with. Nonetheless, cake is a very sensitive item to handle sometimes, especially against a very warm weather backdrop. So it's always important to almost optimize your solution or process for best outcomes in that way. And whilst these may not be my own choices to make, the whole idea of embarking on the process of testing these out is to be able to gather actual information that will become sort of learning resources for us to take with us. So I wanted to actually make some buttercream out of Trex. And like I said earlier, Trex is not unusual at all. In fact, you can mix Trex with butter, right? And you can use Trex. I just wanted to try the different variations just so that we can look at what the results are like. Unfortunately, when I went to my local Tesco, I couldn't find Trex. So we are not doing that today. Perhaps we'll cover that tomorrow. So if you are still struggling with your buttercream and you want to learn a lot about buttercream, we have a lot of buttercream videos already on the channel, so go check those out, and then we'll be covering some more as we go along. All right, but outside of all of that, I hope you've had a great weekend. I have. How are you? Let's see who is here with us. Tabitha. Okay. Oh, Dolly is gone. She was on a lunch break. Dolly, are you still here or you gone? Dawn is back. Good vibes. Good vibes. Good vibes is all out here with his good vibes. And Lollipop just dusted it. You're dusting. Are you dusting Fang? It's okay. We still have you. Kian said you're still making nice cakes. Thank you, Kian. And yeah, who is in here with us? My people, how are you? Anyway, so that is margarine for buttercream. I think there's also a recommendation for Flora, which is a plant-based product. But when I look at the ingredients on the back, I'm like, why? Because the ingredients on the back, I mean, you could as well just go and plug the entire plant and start chewing it. That's a lot more healthier, because this processed stuff here, isn't it? Right? Charlene says, I enjoy your videos. Oh, Charlene, thank you. Charlene, why don't we see a lot more of you? No, I'm kidding. It would be lovely to see a lot more of you, because you know what? I think the last couple of weeks, like there is if you don't do YouTube actively like we do over here, right? You won't know there's a lot happening on the back end. There's a lot happening on the back end. The videos are not shown to the appropriate people. Like, I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you how we are very long-winded here. We hold hands, we sit at the table. Okay, so everything has intention and meaning. So Charlene saying she loves the videos is such an encouragement to my spirit, because some days, you know what, forget the happy moments and all the lovey-dovey. This is a hard work, people. This is hard work. I'm not complaining. If you love what you do, you will not focus on how hard it is. But that doesn't negate the fact that it is hard nonetheless. From research to scripting from actually idealizing, researching, and then putting the research material in an organized manner that is translated in a sort of either presentation style form, as I'm doing now, or in a visual way as you would find in long form or in short form as shorts video. It's incredibly hard work, right? I am just grateful that I love what I do and I'm passionate about it, and it almost seems all fun and dandy. But on days where you look on the back end of YouTube, there are this heartening moment where you're like, I could be doing something else with my life, you know. I could be doing something I equally enjoy over there. You know. So when a comment pops up and says, oh, I really love your videos, it's like it almost refocuses your attention to, oh, actually, here's what is true. The people who enjoy the videos for the value that it should bring would actually not be in the comment section like that. And I know that because I really enjoy YouTube as a watcher. And I watch so many YouTube videos that I have spoken about here. And they're generally not baking focused videos anyway. I watch all sorts, you know, from political videos to random on the internet that I draw different knowledge from, right? But I am never ever a comment person. Like, I am the most silent person in people's comment section. Like, you will have to drag it out of me, and that is because I just feel like the internet is such a hollow place. I can't be everywhere, and I just choose to I am more like sitting on the fence. So I cannot be mad by people behaving like me. You know. But when Charlene pops up and it's like, I enjoy your videos, I know a lot of you in the chat are just love what we do here and give up your time and attention, and that's not negating you at all. It just feels very different when a different voice enters the chat and it's like, I really enjoy what you do. But I guess that's not a highlight on me, because essentially the videos are to serve you. Okay, so as long as you are enjoying what is being served, I am so happy to have you. So Charlene, thank you for being here with us today. Thank you for the compliment. Tabitha say, I'm paying attention, but also watching the sports news on my favorite college football. That is, Tabitha. It's okay, Tabitha. We can all have divided attention. It's okay. Sometimes I know, especially when we are not doing anything active and the video is more like chatty style, you can just pop it over there, because I'm not doing anything active over here, and you can just listen to it as an audio thing instead of just like trying to kind of keep the screen on. I do that all the time. I watch stuff that are visual, but I'm not watching the thing. I am probably just listening and brushing my teeth or doing the hoovering or doing stuff like that, and that's okay. Charlene says, I'm in the US, I'm a baker, and yes, it's hard work. I appreciate your hard work. Thank you, Charlene. We hope people over there, okay, the world is a little calmer on your side, and life is getting back up. I know it almost feels like there's fire everywhere on your side of the world, but we are here with you, and we say the prayer for you. Peace. Okay, peace. Okay, that's all. Samuel says, I'm here and loving it so far. Samuel, thank you. Great to have you. Samuel, Where are you joining us from? And Bunilicious, have you played Silk Song yet? Bunilicious, what is Silk Song? I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay? Tapita says it's football season in my house. Well, Tapita, enjoy the football. We all have different things we enjoy seasonally. And if it's football season for you, have fun, okay? But for those of you joining us, if you don't know what we were on about earlier, right? Whilst I may have been blabbing off about random shit like that, we were here last week to make this buttercream, right? There you go. No good. Okay? We made it. This is probably the most unstable buttercream you will ever come across. Okay? Silk Song is expected to be game of the year. Absolute indie marvel. The newest hot thing in the gaming community. Broken. Oh, okay. Silk, Bunilicious, thanks for sharing that. Unfortunately, I am not a gamer. I stream baking focus videos. I stream baking focus videos, but I am not a gamer at all. If I did game, I guess my son would love me more because he plays his games. And yeah, but I am not a gamer, so I have no idea of the subject matter you're discussing, but I nonetheless appreciate you sharing that. You must be having a lot of fun on that, by the way. I wonder what it will feel like to have a game that is streamed and so popular to that extent. And you do bake too, so you love buttercream. And do you make the Swiss meringue buttercream, the mock one, with the pasteurized eggs, or you make the actual Swiss meringue buttercream with raw eggs? Which is your most preferred, right? If you see me slightly distracted, I was just looking out to see my neighbor over there. By the way, there's about 16 of you in the chat. Where are you joining us from? Let us know where you're joining us from. No, all real. I am from Switzerland and I got Bunilicious. Bunilicious, you're not out here with the pasteurized egg whites, right? I love that for you. I do. I love real Swiss meringue buttercream. I have seen the temptation of why people will want the mock versions, but it's like, get the real thing. So I love that for you. And yeah, thanks for sharing that. Tapita, you sat at your front porch watching your football and having fun. Well, I am so happy for you. And good vibes, Philadelphia. Good vibes. I don't know if that cream cheese if that cream cheese brand has anything to do with you being in Philadelphia, but you better tell your people to get that cream cheese right, because in the UK we only have the tub version, okay? And there was a day where I chanced onto the cream cheese, the block style version on Amazon, and by the time I went to order it, it was gone. I couldn't even find a trace of it. And it kind of made me think, was it banned from being sold? Because there are things that you guys get in the US that we cannot access over here. I'm learning something new today. Tapita is finished watching her football and she's watching the sun come out. What a lovely Mrs. Doolittle life you've got over there, Tabitha, right? Tabitha, you are living. How are you feeling though? And by the way, I don't want to be a downer, but is everything, I know the neighbor passed. Is everything sorted, or you're still like, you guys are still organizing and awaiting the funeral? What's the status of that? That is for Tabitha more than anything, people. Okay. Pennsylvania used to be very famous for its dairy products. Can anyone, Samuel says cream cheese Bunny-licious. Let's see. Okay. I must have missed something here. Okay. Right. Good vibes joining us from Philadelphia, USA. Amazing. Come visit cream cheese. Oh, if only I can be promised the block style, because that's my only problem. I made the cream cheese here. You saw it turned out great, but it was just super creamy. It was very rich and a little bit sweet. I prefer my cream cheese a little bit tart with yeah, a bit of tang to it. So if you don't know what we're talking about cream cheese. There's a video on cream cheese for you to watch. It's in long form. Go catch up on that. It was my first time making a baked cheesecake. We actually baked it on the live, but I presented it in a different style, filling in on the gaps of what I was thinking and why I undertook the project. And if you fancy a cheesecake and don't know where to start, go catch up on that video. It is one that is made for you as a beginner. Tabitha said, Mrs. Doolittle. Yeah, you're doing very little. I love it. Still waiting to hear news for the funeral. Okay. The woman was a big part of the community and knew everyone. Imagine the family will have a close private memorial. Okay. That's all right. I hope you guys are holding out okay, though. By the way, that's not a random conversation. Tabitha's neighbor passed away, and Tabitha lives in a small community where everyone knows everybody. So this is kind of such a devastating loss for them. Bunny-licious. Oh, by the way, if you like baking a lot, I recommend the website Sugarology. I mean, come on, I live in Sugarology's house. No, I love her. She's a food scientist, breaks down the science, especially the different, but oh yes, look, I am a fly in Sugarology's kitchen, right? She is amazing. What's her name? Is it Adriana or something like that? She is she a food biologist or a microbiologist, something like that. But yeah, she's amazing. I love Sugarology. I talk about Sugarology over here. I recommend what's her name? Claire Safford's, Erin Jean McDowell, joyofbaking.com, Preppy Kitchen occasionally, but there are quite some OG bakers who really bring the science of what they are doing and explain it in a great way that is very understandable. Yeah, and I think Sugarology is in a class of her own, because not only does she bring the real science of the processes, but she's also able to kind of hand it off in very simplistic way that kind of like, it's just mind-boggling. I love her, right? So I'm not the only person who loves Sugarology. Bunny-licious, thank you for confirming that for us. Okay. Yeah, for those of you who really don't know what we're talking about in the chat, it's not a downer. Over here we talk about our real life and some of our life's occurrences. And Tabitha's neighbor passed away. What is Kian saying over here? Kian, what are you on about? Kian, be nice. I don't know what Kian has said over here. Where is Kian? What's Kian said? Okay, somebody get rid of Kian then. Because, you know, we don't assume you're a troll on the get-go, but when it's clear you are, we bid you goodbye so you can go to the hollow places and exist over there and leave us alone. Steph is back. Steph, how are you? Good vibes, you don't play. Somebody better tell him. Good vibes is not out here with the right. Good vibes will rid of you even before you say hello. So Seasons, how are you? Anyway, so tomorrow the next thing we'll be doing is trying. Look, this has only been at room temperature for what, 40 minutes since I've been talking to you, and it's gone all murky now. Look, this is a mess. This is a mess. It's not good. Don't use margarine for your buttercream. It's not a good thing. It's not meant for that, right? If you cannot afford to make buttercream because you think butter is expensive, okay, you have other options. Fill it with ganache. Okay, go for soft fillings. Do something else. Just don't attempt to cut corners. Look. Now, that is something Sandra would feed the birds. Ooh, girl. Are we back to Sandraville? If I had given a cake like this to Sandra, she would have ordered the what? What is? Why have I gone blank? Okay. I'll tell you what I'm thinking. What are hailstones? Thank you. In my head, I was like, she would have called hailstones from the heavens on me if this was the kind of cake she had on her table, my dad. I am about to upset Sandra. Look at that. She would have had a real. The problem with such people, though, if you don't know who Sandra is a character for a complaining customer who raised unsubstantiated complaint about the cake. Essentially, ultimately, we found out Sandra wanted some cupcakes, paid for them, and just felt like they were too expensive and wanted her money back. The twist to the story was Sandra wasn't even the customer. It was Sandra's mom. Okay, Sandra is a pseudonym for the customer. We don't name and shame customers over here, except the subject of Sandra became something to learn some lessons from, and has remained a recurring theme for somebody who is just belligerently litigant. That's all. But anyway, talking about Sandra, the problem with Sandra is that Sandra didn't need a reason to be that upset. And had I given her a reason to be upset, I probably won't be alive to tell the tale, you see? So I do well to keep away from Sandra, whatever the case is. Because Sandra is mad even on a goodwill basis. If the heavens opened and the Lord came down himself and served Sandra a cake, Sandra would still find reason to be mad. Okay, so I would rather protect my peace and not give Sandra anything to be mad about. Okay, that's all. she would have she would have called the heavens to come down on me, and it'd be a whole crisis. So no, not Sandra, but hey, I get the point. But there we are. We will not be giving Sandra nor the birds. I think it would be very rude to give this cake to the birds. But you know what we can also do with this cake? Learn the lesson of not making buttercream with margarine, whatever the brand is. I mean, I did go for the available brand. Ooh, Lollipop. Lollipop says Sandra must be German. I am sitting this one out. My little channel here is not trying to invite an international upset. Okay, Lollipop. Remember, those people make some very good machinery. That's all I'm going to remind you of. I mean, our Tapeta's people. Tapeta. Tapeta. Okay. Now, Tapeta and Lollipop. I love it for you people getting at each other on this one. If a German is not complaining, Lollipop says, my mom's dad is German. You would know. Look, I know nothing about Germans, okay? And I think this is this is for the people from the highlands of Caucasus to discuss about each other. And I'm going to take myself and sit over here and just eat my jollof rice, okay? So people from the highland of Caucasus, you know each other. Just discuss yourselves whilst I do this. Let me wash my hands, okay? I know nothing. Anyway, let me just wipe that. But whilst we're at it, ooh, Tapeta, Tapeta. Are you one of those people who voted with your money and decided to cancel your Disney subscription? The decision changed so fast, didn't it? I mean, we've spoken about the cupcakes. Nobody's saying... You know, sometimes silence is actually consent, so that's fine. Lollipop. But like I said, I'm a long way away from the highlands and mountains of Caucasus, okay? So I'm gonna just let you people and your kind deal with that subject matter, and I'll just sit here, okay? Tabitha says, my great-grandpa, the German, was born in the 1890s. Oh, my great-grandma, his wife was born in 1900. Oh my God. Wow. Tabitha, you have some German roots over there. Oh, like I said, if they're complaining, I would rather have that, because them people, they can make some good machinery. And if they were to put the knowledge of the machinery, because at least, unless it's a myth, they make some good cars. Imagine them putting that knowledge into making... The world will be a different place. So leave the German alone, okay? Oh Lord. So just let them people just live their lives doing whatever the hell they're doing over there. Because if they decided to come to your side over there, Tapeta, and put their knowledge into making that thing that has caused so much division and drama. Thank you, Alia. Is it Alia or whatever the name is over there? Thank you. I don't know if that is supposed to be a compliment, but yes, you'll find that I love my lashes, okay? I love my lashes. I like my brows. Thank you. Oh, okay. At least we learn something every day. And today I got to learn a bit about Germans. My people, I just wanted to come and show you what the buttercream made with this looks like. Okay. And we get to learn a thing or two about our favorite Germans over there. We'll be back tomorrow making a whole buttercream session from Crisco. My local Tesco doesn't carry it again, so I have to go to the next place that I know that can carry it to get it. And then tomorrow we'll be back. In the meantime, I've got stuff to go do. Let's just call it a day, and I'll see you on the next one, which is tomorrow. Okay, so go have a good day. Whatever you're doing, have fun, look after each other, and happy baking. I'll see you on the next one. Lollipop, we always knew it was never going to be great, but at least we know now. Okay, people, have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.
I found it.